Here we are. Welcome back for the last time this year, 2025. We will see today how to use forms and fields in magicplan. I'm gonna give you guys the time to join me. Maybe let me move the camera a bit so you should see me a bit better. I hope you're all ready for the holiday season to, let's say, celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve and everything, but today we still have the next 30 minutes to stay here together and see something interesting about magicplan. I put you guys a poll in the comments section. I saw that already some of you voted, and it's a very simple question. Have you ever used forms or fields? I see that, okay, a lot of you said no, perfect, otherwise you wouldn't be here probably, and someone said yes. Okay, amazing. So I have a rough idea. First of all, before I start sharing my screen, what are forms and what are fields? Forms are, let's say, your personalized template so that you can collect all the necessary data for your scope. So you're maybe on site, you start documenting a water damage, for example, so you can sum up all your information, all your coworkers, your colleague have the exact same form because there's like one person creating the form and then everyone in the workspace can use the same form. So it also looks clean and professional, right? Because everyone has the exact same form and knows what data need to be collected. We will see together how to add or how to create, to use the form in the app, and then later we will see how to create it. Same thing for fields. We are going to fill a field that I created before in a project, and then we will see how to create a field, okay? And by the way, the difference between forms and fields is that forms, as I just said, are like your template, and fields is just a very quick way to create your, let's say, not to collect all the data, but maybe if you would like to collect something for example, a specific object, then you create maybe a field so it's quicker, but you will understand everything while we're going to see it now together. If you have questions, as always, you can write them down in the comments section. Now, let me share my screen. Today we have a bit like a Christmassy background. I thought it's the last live of the year, so we can have something a bit colorful with here some Christmas elements. Okay, now you can see here my tablet. It's the exact same screen that I have on my tablet here. It's just connected to my computer, so you see it a bit better, and it's a bit simpler for me to switch later to the magicplan cloud. Now, let's open this project, for example. So we have a couple of rooms. I already have some photos attached to my project. Now, as you can see here, we have forms. So if we click here or tap here, we will see that I have two forms. Now, depending on where you would like to attach your form, this is the project level, as you can see here. If I enter the project, this is my floor, so it's the floor level, of course. If I click here on forms, you see that I also have them here because I saved them both at the project level and floor level. However, if I enter a room, now they will not be visible. So depending on where you would like to publish your form, they will then be visible there, okay? And if I exit, they're still here. We can fill in a form, let's say here from the project level. So I'm going to open the damage form, okay? And as you can see here, we can start filling it in, right? So we would have here the claim number. Let's say this is our claim number. Then we select a date of loss. Let's say here, maybe two back in time. Let's say December 15. Then I go ahead. Is the property currently accessible? Yes, because we have water damage, but in this case, it's not too bad, right? we will see in a bit how to create it. But now you can see that you can really be very precise from the very beginning, because of course you need to be precise, right? Property type, it's residential in this case. Now we have how old is the property in years. If you want to add other details, you're absolutely welcome, you can do that. Let's say the property is 15 years old. Are there any previous incidents of water damage at this property? In this case, let's say no. We have water damage category. It's not too bad. Let's say it's clean water, because you guys know better than me, right? So you have different categories. So depending if it's not too bad, a bit worse, or if it's very bad, then you have different water categories. But you are, let's say, probably more, I'm gonna say, used to that. So once you're on site, you're able to recognize what category you have. Water damage class, let's say here, class 1, minor water intrusion, small affected areas, large amount of water. Okay, in this case, I will say class 1. Then we have the next block, damage overview. Identify and describe the source and extend the water damage. Okay, so what is the primary source of the water damage? Now we say, okay, we have a plumbing leak in this case. Then we have detailed description of the visible water damage. Here we have text. We could say something, wall damaged, floor, okay, and then you can be still here as precise as you want. Now I just wrote something down, okay. Photos of the specific areas where water damage is most severe. If you're on site, and I suppose in general you start while you're on site, right? You can start adding photos with your device. So you would select camera. Now I'm not on site, so I will say photo library. I will select the photos that I have here for my water damage. Let's say I'm gonna get this one here. Maybe we add 2, okay? And add. Okay, perfect. Now you see that I can also edit my photos. So if I want to add anything, any details, markups, or any sensitive data that needs to be hidden, right? If you have something you want to annotate, something important, okay, you can do it. If you want to hide something, you can use reduct. It's not really visible there, so here you can see it a bit better. Now, there's nothing sensitive here, of course, but just to show you, right? If you never used it. And then you have also the other option to crop and fine-tune your image. Okay, once you're happy, you tap on done, right? So you can save. You can also add more editings to or how many photos you want, and we save all. Okay, now we have our photos attached to the form. What is the current condition of the affected areas? Let's say moderate damage. Okay, moisture level of or in the affected area, let's say that maybe we have, what could we say, humidity 60, let's say 60%. Are there any hazardous materials present, asbestos, lead paint? No, in this case everything is fine. And we can also go ahead with the next block. You see that this is like pretty detailed, right? So it's really up to you what you would like to add, but now we finish it together. So visual documentation. What color is the water stain or discoloration? We can say it's a bit like this, a bit orangey. Then we can capture photos of the affected areas, focusing on both general and detailed views. We can also add a photo here. So let's say that we would like to add, okay, if you have more or you want to take more photos, absolutely go for it. Now I'm going to add this one here. I'm not going to edit it, we'll just save it. Is there any visible mold growth in the affected areas? Yes. So we can say we have also the photos, so you can see we have some mold already. Describe any others present in the affected areas. If the damage is okay, it's very visible, but it's not too bad, we could say also no others in the area. Of course, my computer wants to save the words that it wants. Okay, save. Perfect. The correction, it's always automated, right? Are there any contents or belongings that require specialized restoration? Let's say in this case, we maybe have furniture that are not visible here, but let's pretend that we can also add a photo of our damaged furniture, right? And here, last part, assessment and approval. So, is professional remediation required? Yes, in this case. Is immediate action needed to prevent further damage? Yes. And we can also add the signature because we added the signature block, so we could add something here, right? And signed by me. For example, then tap on done and add signature. And here, date and time of the assessment completion, and date and time of the assessment completion also. Here we could select the day and the time, right? Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this for now, and we can check everything has been filled in. So we did our job. Perfect. We go back to our project level. And now we could export, just to see together how it works, a report PDF. Before I export it, if we enter here, we can also check if everything is set up as we want. And here we also have the option to place each form on its own page. I will do yes, so I will activate it and tap on done. Now I can generate my report PDF. Proceed anyway. I have some details that I didn't fill in on my plan, but it's not a big deal. I'm always testing, so. Okay, so here we go. We see that we have our project with the map, right, of the location. Then we can go down, and here we are. So as you can see, we start with our form. We filled it in at the project level, so it's here right away, ready to be seen from your colleagues or your clients, and everyone will see what has been documented, right? And if everything is fine, if you're happy with your documentation, you can also share your PDF directly, right? Here, you could print it, you could save your file, share it with someone via email, absolutely up to you. So you're very quick after you documented your data on site, or you want to maybe finish something in the office, then you will have everything listed, okay? And here you see also the other photos that I attached at the project level that follow my form. Okay, if I now go back into my floor, do you guys have any questions until now? Or everything is pretty clear? Okay, so I would say if everything is fine for now, let's fill in a field. It's gonna take 3 minutes. Then we can go into the magicplan cloud and see how to create a form and the field. We will not create the entire form that we saw, but we will create like a part so you see how to do that, right? Because I see that more people voted that you never used forms and fields. So I am trying to make it, let's say, clear if you never did it. Because if you use it, of course, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, let's go. Perfect. Thank you for cheering me up in this last live of the year. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's go ahead here. Keep your comment open on the side. So if we enter here the floor, and I'm going to enter here the bathroom. So we imagine that we have our water damage here in our bathroom, right? We said we had a piping issue, a water leak because of our piping, something broke. Okay, so now I created a field attached to an object. Now let me look for the object. So we can look for the object here, or in general, you find the object that you need, or where you would attach the fields if you're doing like restorations, claims, sanification jobs. here in the restoration area, right? So I wanted to use this one, so we can add it directly from here. Or if you look for something and you don't know exactly where to find it, you can also look here, the search bar, right? Dehumidifier, and it will display all the dehumidifier that you currently have available. Just a little note, depending on where you attach the form, it will appear. So now I created it attached to the dehumidifier mobile. So if I'm gonna get another or use another dehumidifier, the field will not appear, but I can also apply the field to more dehumidifiers. Okay, I will show you that also. Okay, now we place it, let's say here, we position it in the water damage part, and here you see right here that we have a field. So if I show you, let's say, let's add another dehumidifier, so you see the difference right away. Even if you never did it, it's super clear. So I'm gonna take this one that has no field attached, and you see here that it says if you want to create a new field, if I would click here, it would redirect me to the magicplan cloud. But if I go here on this other dehumidifier, then you see here that we have all the info that need just to be filled in because I already created it. Okay, may I know what's the subject here? Yes, sure. So in case someone just joined, we're seeing together how to use forms and fields in magicplan. So if you never used the magicplan, that could also be the case, because I see that you're asking me if it's an architecture lecture. No, but you can use the app for your floor plans. So you can, let's say, create a complete scope of work, right? So as an example, if you do restorations for water damages, mold damages, fire damages, whatever kind of damages after a cat event, right? Maybe there was a hurricane, so the house needs to be fixed. That's your app. So you can create a floor plan if you want, but then you can also attach your photos, your videos, everything that you need. And this thing that we're seeing together with forms and fields is the way that you have to collect all your data together. I hope it makes sense. I've never explained it to someone that had no clue of what we're checking, but I hope that it makes sense. Okay, so now we have our dehumidifier. We created the field for it. So here you see that we have, for example, reading. Now let's pretend that we're doing it right now. So, okay, December 18. Then we can go down. Then we have here the time. Okay, let's say it's 4:50 p.m. Perfect. Now we have temperature in Fahrenheit. So you are on site and you're measuring it, I guess, right? So we say 70 degrees. Then relative humidity is around 60%. And the running hours necessary will be, let's say, 30. Okay, so a bit more than 1 day. And you can also attach a photo. Still, if you're on site, you take your photo. Otherwise, we can also upload something from our library. Let's select this photo here. Okay, so we see the damage and we save it. Okay, okay, perfect. It makes sense. Perfect. I'm glad it makes sense. Think if it wouldn't make sense. Okay, let's go ahead. So now you see here that we have everything, and I just go down 1 sec. Here, I mean, we also have the dimensions, but they're not really necessary, the dimensions of the dehumidifier, because otherwise I wanted to say if you want, you can include them in the PDF, but this is not what we're focusing on right now. It's more if you have furniture. So I leave it off. But then if we would export our file, then we would also have the info that we summed up here with our dehumidifier. Now, let me change the screen because we had the app here. So now I'm going to go into the magicplan cloud so we can see how to create forms and fields. So let me Give me a sec, because it's always me, the technician. So I have to share the other screen. In the meantime, if you guys have questions, you can let me know. Let's see here. This is the window. You don't want to see how many windows I have on my screen right now. Okay, perfect. So now you see that we're in the magicplan cloud. Still, if you have no clue, once you download your magicplan app and you sign up, so you create your account, you can also test it for free, absolutely fine. Then you will also have the magicplan cloud available right away. So you just log in with the same email, same password in cloud.magicplan.app, and then you have your view. You will not have my projects, of course, but you will have your project. We go under forms. If it's empty, you will have like a disclaimer here in the middle saying if you want to start creating your first form. Now I have some forms here. So this one is the one that we used right now to fill it in our project. If we want to create another form, we can click on create form. You can also do everything from your tablet, right? So you exit the app and you log in Safari, Google Chrome, whatever you use in cloud.magicplan.app, and you can do that there, okay? Absolutely fine. Now, we can start here with our form. So we could call it initial assessment, or let's call it scope of work, just to change a bit, because the one that we used was the initial assessment for water damage. So let's say scope of work. Now we save it. If we're happy to apply this form at the project level, perfect, nothing to do, right? You can see it here. Otherwise, you can also tap on the little pen and decide if you also want to apply it to all floors, maybe all rooms. It's up to you. Okay, we can leave it like this. So we have 3 different levels. Now we can start adding something. And here, let me see. Okay, I'm coming back to your question in a second. Okay, I see it in the comments. Okay, so we could add something here like a new section separator, right? So we could add a title. For example, we could write claim information. Claim info. Okay. Here we can start adding a question. Okay, so here we could say, do we want to start right away with the claim number, or do we also want to add something? Because if you remembered, now in the app, we sometimes had, like at the beginning, right after the block, we had like a little instruction. So maybe if you don't want to start with a question right away, we could do minus, so we remove it, and we start with an instruction. Okay, so for example, I just did copy paste because I didn't want to be too slow, but for example, provide essential details about the claim and circumstances surrounding the water damage. Okay, so you have something that everyone knows what is going to happen in this section. Then we start adding a question. For example, we can write claim number, and here instead of text we could say number, so no one can make it wrong. Everyone is going to write down a number, and we can also mark it as mandatory, so everyone will have to fill it in. Now we can add another question. We could say date of loss, for example. Okay, oh, my A didn't pop out. Okay, in this case, do we want to keep it as a text, or maybe do we want to make it a bit quicker? And yes, we want to make it quicker. Answer yes. So we say date and time. Okay, so the person that's on site, as we did in our other form in the app, will have the 2 blocks, date and the time. Okay, so they can record everything. And maybe we want to add something additional, maybe add another question, and we can say, as we had it before, is the property accessible. And instead of text, we could leave text. Yes, we could, but we could also simply add a yes, no option. So it's also quicker, right? The person will have the two toggles. Everyone on site, every project manager will have the two toggles and just clicks or taps on yes and doesn't have to type the entire word. We can also say mark as mandatory if we want, okay? And in this case, one interesting thing, we can also add a logic so that we say if yes, nothing. I mean, in this case, it makes more sense if we say no. We could say, please add a picture. So if we say that the property is not accessible, then it could be that the person that creates the form for all the colleagues, all the project manager, as to please add a picture, right? So we say here, instead of text, we will have a photo option. So if as soon as you tap on no in the app, then the photo section will appear and you can take a photo of the property that's not accessible. Of course, you can make it personalized, right? So you can add all the questions and the logics and everything that you need. Once you're happy with one block, you can add a new section, okay? You can always go back and add more questions, more instructions, everything that you need at a later point, perhaps. Once we're done, or maybe we're done right now, we can save our changes. And important note, to see the form available, so to fill it in, to be able to fill it in a flow plan or project. If you didn't draw the flow plan and you just want to start fill in the form, you simply need to publish it, right? So once you publish it, it will be available in your magicplan app. Otherwise, it will still be saved here, but you will not see it in your app. Okay, and you cannot fill it in. Now, we could also take a look here at the fields. So we still have some minutes. To answer your question, Evish, I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly. I hope so. magicplan, it's not a startup, but it started as a startup several years ago. But right now we're not a startup anymore. If you want to send a CV, because that's what I understand from your message, you can send us an email at, for example, if I see it, I wanted to display, you can send us an email at support@magicplan.app. And we can send you the contact. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to show you the email. Okay, so support@magicplan.app if you want to send your CV or whatever questions you would like to send us. Okay, perfect. Now let's see together the fields, and then I hope that we summed up everything in 30 minutes. We've been super great, if we can say that. Okay, so here you can see that we have the dehumidifier that we used in the app. So you can see that I applied these fields. So this quick way to sum up our information for the water damage. In this case, it's just one object, but let's create another field. By the way, if you want to add just 1, 2, 3 questions, something very quick to your project level, to your room level, you can also use a field, right? You don't have to attach it to an object. It's just something that makes more sense for you guys in general, because I saw that you use it more for objects, so to indicate something, to document something like this. Okay, so instead of calling it my new fields, we can call it air scrubber, just to change a bit. So we save it, apply these fields too. We tap on the little pen, and here we go into the categories and objects. We go down. We can also look for it. let's see here, scrubber here. So then I will know that the object that I need is in the restoration folder under objects, and it's called air scrubber with filters. Okay, I'm going to apply it to that specific object. But as I mentioned before, if you want to apply it to more objects, you simply select more objects. Okay, and they will all appear here. Okay, now I'm happy with one air scrubber. We can add a field here. You see that it's quicker, right? So we don't have the 3 toggles that we had with forms, so you can add a block and instructions and then all the questions that you want. Here you start with the field, so with your question or your info that you want to collect. Okay, now we can say that we want to collect the reading. So instead of text, it will be date and time as an option. Okay, then we add another field. We say temperature, if you want in Fahrenheit or Celsius, whatever you guys prefer to use, right? Let's say now in Fahrenheit, and instead of text, we will use number. So it's also quicker. We add another field. Let's say relative humidity. It's in percentage, right? So instead of text, also here, I will prefer to get a number. So you just need to tap on the little numbers on your device. We can also add the hours running for our air scrubber. And we can say, okay, in this case, what do we want to have? Maybe we want to have a text because perhaps we would like to add some additional info to these hours running, right? We could say 24 hours and then please check how many more hours are needed. Just an example. And here we can also add one last field and we can say, please add some pictures. And instead of text, as we did before for the form, we will select photo as an option. Okay? And we save our changes. Don't forget that. You don't need to publish it if you're just experimenting, if you're not sure if you want to use this field right away. Just save your changes and don't publish it. And it will be let's say it will be like a draft in your magicplan cloud. Once you're done happy, you can of course publish it here with the toggle. Okay, so once you publish it, you say, oh, okay, let's publish it here in my workspace. It will also be published in the team. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, let's say thanks, you're welcome. Okay, do you guys have any additional questions? I didn't want to make it too long, so I wanted to sum up these 2 topics of forms and fields for the last time this year, because we did a couple of times a webinar like this, so I hope that's still useful. Also, if it's just right before Christmas, so maybe some of you are already in vacation mood. Okay, I see that we do not have additional questions for now. You guys, thank you so much for this year, for every time that you join our live videos and that you watched our recorded videos. You have no idea how much it means to me and to us all, because it's very time consuming, but we're really, really happy to dedicate this time to you guys. So from me and the entire magicplan team, because it's me today for the last time that it's live with you guys, thank you so much for your time, for your trust, and for being here with us. Happy vacation, happy holidays, Merry Christmas for next week, and I'll see you ready with a lot of energy next year, 2026, with a lot of news that will expect you with the magicplan app and cloud. And I cannot say too much now, but there will be something happening with new features that will make you guys very happy. I'm absolutely 100% sure. So thank you again. And as I always say at the end of our videos, depending on the time zone where you are, I wish you a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening.